Distilling Company, home of Dead Drop Spirits. Let's go inside. How you doing, Andy?
Hey.
Ari? We're here with Andy and Ari Thornton. We're going to go take a tour of the location. Andy and Ari.
Welcome.
What can you tell us about this place?
So Thornton Distilling Company, we're here in Thornton, Illinois, and right now you're standing in the oldest standing brewery in Illinois. It was built in 1857 by John Bielfeldt, who started the Bielfeldt Brewing Company. So right now in our cocktail bar here, this is the original malting tower.
Okay.
They had a tin kettle brewery in here. They were lagering beers. People oftentimes ask Ari and I, why would you open a distillery in Thornton, Illinois? Because it's off the beaten path. We're about 45 minutes south of the city.
Right.
But it's because of the rich history of malt fermentation here. So we came across the property. It had been abandoned, vacant for almost 20 years. But we saw this really cool history of malt fermentation. The building, it being the oldest brewery, was really interesting. It was also Al Capone's largest bootlegging facility during Prohibition. And then it sits atop a limestone artesian well that still flows, and it's naturally pressurized well. So we get to use that artesian spring water in all the distillates we make.
Okay.
But right now we're standing in the malting tower, as I mentioned. It's 3 stories tall. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but we were just captivated by the space. We have a cocktail bar here. We have a full restaurant. We offer tours, and right now they're setting upstairs, getting set up upstairs for a wedding that we're hosting later this afternoon.
Okay.
So, yep.
Yeah, it's great to know that kind of stuff because there's a ton of history in this facility.
Yeah, so we were looking forward to giving you a tour.
I would actually save some of that for people to come out and actually do the tour, but yeah, we can definitely talk about it during the video.
Okay, cool. Well, first stop on the tour, we're going to take you down into the artesian well to show you exactly where we source all the water.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Cool. Under the cellar. So right now you guys are standing in the original cellar. If you want to follow me down the steps here, this is a fun part of the tour.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Watch your head and your steps coming down.
All right, so this is the original limestone filtered artesian well. It is naturally pressurized from an aquifer that goes down approximately 1,500 feet. It's fed from Lake Superior and goes all the way down to northern Kentucky. This is exceedingly rare in nature, and you really don't find it with a lot of distilleries. But this was the reason that the original immigrant brewers decided to set up shop here, because they had amazing quality water at a time where water treatment was not very advanced. And at the time, if you had bad water, you can't make good beer. Same goes for spirits. So this also goes through the bed of limestone that is in the town of Thornton. You may have passed it. We're home to the largest limestone quarry in the Western Hemisphere. So this is all naturally limestone filtered, takes out a lot of heavy metals, and adds nutrients that are really, really great for fermentation. So for us, this is the basis for all the spirits that we make.
Very interesting. Another thing I was going to add, for those that don't know, in Louisville and in Kentucky area, they're always using limestone quarry water as well. It's out of the Kentucky River, correct?
So yeah, they use, there's an aquifer down there. This aquifer that we're tapping into actually dips down into Kentucky. It starts way up north, Lake Superior. It's essentially this giant underground river that kind of flows along the coastline of Lake Michigan down into Kentucky. So there's a couple older distilleries down there that do have access to the same limestone and spring water that we do. But yeah, the fact is this is a flowing well. An artesian well is a little different than your average well in that it's pressurized. So the water, just based on the geological circumstances, is forced up. And then, back in the 1850s when they were brewing, that was really nice to have pressurized water. That gave you a big advantage. Some of the breweries that predated our building that were up in the city were utilizing water that was less than ideal. A lot of it was contaminated. As already mentioned, there weren't really advanced water treatment.
Right, before a lot of testing ever took place.
Yeah, and so down here we're able to utilize the same water that the original pre-prohibition brewers used, and this is what really motivated us to try to bring the property back to life.
And we're able to use this in every step of the process. We use this for mixing with grain when we mash to make our whiskey. We use this for proofing down of our spirits, and we even use it for cooling our stills. So we're able to pull it in a lot of different directions, which for me is really amazing.
It's awesome work. You guys have something coming up that's a little bit special, and this is sort of the area I always think about when hearing about it. You guys just promoted you're doing ghost tours.
Yeah, so...
And I do know that you guys have one of the 7 haunted distilleries.
Yeah, so, the building's 1857. I think I mentioned before, Al Capone operated from here during Prohibition, so there's this really rich history. Wine Enthusiast magazine just rated us top 7 haunted distilleries in the U.S., which is, pretty fun. Around October every year, we offer ghost tours. We have a really fun market that's coming up, where we have all these different vendors come in and sell this amazing art, different crafts. Here in October we have a ton of events. If anyone's interested in checking it out, they can visit our Facebook page. We have a full listing of all of our events on there. All the seasonal stuff like we just talked about. There's trivia. There's all kinds of fun stuff we do here.
And especially for local, the Chicagoland area, I would get down here this month just to check it out because it's pretty unique.
The haunted tours especially sell out very quickly, so if people are interested, they can go online, buy a ticket in advance.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, next we're
So a key to everything that you start here is your R&D. And
Yeah.
we're technically in your R&D area right now.
Yeah, yes, you are. Today we are working on triple sec. So one of the things that's a bit interesting about distilleries in Illinois is we're really not allowed to serve any alcohol that we don't make here on site, which presents challenges for a cocktail program, right?
Absolutely.
So triple sec is a pretty key component of a cocktail program. So we're really trying to build out a really, really nice triple sec. So today I am R&Ding, distilling orange peels and tangerine peel. Trying to get a really nice orange essence.
It smells great.
Thank you. We're doing something right. We're on the right track. But the lovely thing about having a setup like this is we can constantly run different recipes, start to dial it in, and get to a place where we're really, really happy and excited about it, and then scale it up.
Okay. Cool. Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Production area, your barrel warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about this?
Yeah, so we're in the production space where we distill and make all of our spirits. Our main focus is really American Single Malt Whisky, and this is one of the areas where we age it. We've got a couple other areas, warehouses where we'll mature our barrels. So it'll be really fun to start getting into that. But we're going to taste through 2 main mash bills today. Okay. All of them are made by our friends over at Sugar Creek Malt Company, a local family-owned maltster. We're Illinois' first and only craft malt certified distillery, and we sort of take that with pride and make all of our whiskey from local craft malt. So the first one we're going to taste is our 4-malt mash bill. That is made with a pale brewer's malt, a Munich malt, a British-style brown malt, and a Belgian-style special B malt. The second one is really, really unique. That is our Prairie Peat, and that is made with hand-harvested Illinois peat that we get from the banks of the Mississippi River, bring it down to Sugar Creek, where he will smoke a Pilsner malt for me. We'll bring it back, double pot distill that, and age that all in ex-bourbon casks.
Okay. Clear glass for you.
Let's start with this one. All right.
Right from the thief.
You want to talk us through this, like tasting notes?
Yeah. So this is our 4 malt mash bill, which I mentioned is made with pale brewer's malt, Munich malt, Special B, and a British style brown malt. The pale malt is what you usually find 99.9% of single malts are made from. It gives you a nice clean build, bright notes. From there, we really wanted to take inspiration from craft brewers and be able to build on that and get layers of flavor. So the Munich malt is really interesting. You'll find that in a lot of German lagers. It has a nice little bit of like bread crust flavor and a little bit of toastiness. The British brown malt, that's going to have more roastiness and more chocolate notes. You find that in porters and brown ales. Then finally, the Special B is a very, very unique malt. You're going to find that with a lot of dark Belgian ales. It gives it that really characteristic, like dark stewed fruit flavor, like dates, sultanas, figs. So we really want to create those different layers in the spirit itself and give us a great canvas from then to barrel age, mature our spirit.
Yeah, this tastes great.
Thank you.
Looking forward to when this actually comes out.
The first barrel that we laid down, this is a first fill Buffalo Trace cask. Really excited because both of these are actually going to be coming out in the spring. So we're super excited to finally launch this after nearly 7 years of putting down barrels. But this is the one that is made with locally hand-harvested Illinois peat. And you're going to immediately tell that it's going to be a little bit different from some peated whiskeys that you've had in the past, which tend to have more like maritime seaside notes. This is going to have more wildflowers and prairie grass because peat takes thousands of years to develop, partially broken down local plant matter. And what did we have here thousands of years ago before corn and soybeans? We had prairie grass.
This is one of the most unique peated whiskeys I've had. I know this is American Single Malt, which is different for me because I've had them in scotches, and I've never really been a fan of this. It's not subtle, but it's more of a medium body, and it's got a great flavor to it.
Thank you, thank you. Another thing that we do a little bit differently besides using a Pilsner malt for this is cold smoking the malt. So you're going to get less sort of that really just smoky campfire kind of barbecue flavors, more of the delicate top notes that we're really trying to capture.
Yeah, you don't get that burn.
Peat bogs are unique all over the world. Illinois has got a really unique profile. Each bog's a little different, comprised of the local flora that's been breaking down over hundreds, thousands of years. And so I don't know if you want to talk to that a little bit about the kind of unique terroir you get from the whiskey.
Well, to us, peat is really one of the purest expressions of terroir in whiskey because it takes so long to develop. It's not a matter of putting down a crop and harvesting that and turning that into whiskey. It's really something that is going to occur naturally over hundreds or thousands of years, and it's going to be made of the local flora, like Andy mentioned. So whatever's in that area in an oxygen-deprived environment will slowly break down and turn into peat, which you can then use for smoking a malt and creating a really, really nuanced whiskey.
Okay. I've actually got another question about this.
Yeah.
So all distilleries have angel shares. Now that this is a haunted distillery, do you guys find you have more of an angel share? Or?
I have my suspicions.
What does that look like here as far as the angel share? Like, how much loss do you see, do you think?
Yeah, we see a substantial amount. Probably closer to around 6% a year. I would chalk that up to, the pretty intense temperature extremes that you see in Chicagoland, as well as humidity extremes. We kind of see quite a bit of fluctuation, but that really means that the barometric pressure inside the barrel is changing. Whiskey is flowing in and out. It's moving around. And, to us, that is, more chemical reactions that's going to really help make a mature whiskey.
And Chicago's the land of having 4 seasons in one day, which
exactly.
We've all experienced. We've had 105 days, I think, this year above 80 degrees, so it probably doesn't help, but it may actually help seep the barrel into the
Yeah, and
product.
At the end of the day, we want our whiskey to have a sense of place, so if that's what the local aging environment is, that's part of the whiskey's DNA.
This whiskey is going to be called Prairie Peat because essentially with those sort of grassy floral notes we get from the peat, we're trying to capture the essence of the prairie in a glass. And so we're very excited about that sense of place.
And we're thinking a spring release, probably find it in Benny's?
Yeah, it should be available at local retailers throughout Chicagoland. We're available in about 7 different states now. So we're going to roll it out a bit smaller, but eventually it'll be available far and wide. So
sounds great. Wood Liquors in Homer Glen posted their allocated list. This bottle, Dead Drop, Amberana cask, was on that list, and I said, oh, I got to go get that because I knew it was from Thornton Distilling. Do you have more finishes that are coming out like this?
Yeah, we're definitely working on a handful of things, but that one was particularly unique. I know Mikey and the team from Kenwood Homer Glen came down and really loved that cask. And I think it's really good because it's kind of the ethos of the Dead Drop brand. Dead Drop is an old bootlegging term where, you know, if you left like whiskey behind a bar and somebody came and got it when the coast was clear, that's a Dead Drop. So for us, it's really like picking up where our predecessors left off. So like taking a really lovely bourbon and then doing really unique barrel finishes. So with this Brazilian Amberana cask, that's just a really good example of what we're trying to do there. But
How long does the finishing barrel usually take?
that one's about 6 months.
Okay.
And then, for certain finishing barrels, we can be going several years. It really kind of depends a bit on what we're working with and what the flavors we're trying to get from it are. But speaking of Amberana, we actually have some of our single malt in Amberana casks as well that I'd love to pour for you. I'm really happy with this because, Amberana gives you that characteristic character of like baking spice, cloves, cinnamon, a little bit of black tea. And our 4-malt mash bill, because it has those 2 roasted malts, has just a little bit of a roasty character that I think adds richness and really works well with that Amberana flavor.
Now, you can definitely tell it's a single malt on the aromas, but once you get into the taste, it's like that cinnamon toast crunch that Amberana usually gives you.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Thank you. Is work with local cideries and meaderies and do collaborations. Basically, give them some of our barrels and say, do something fun with it, get it back to me, and then we'll finish it whiskey in there. So right here we have an apple blossom mead cask that I've been finishing some of our single malt in. And it's really lovely, and I think it's just a fascinating dram because you're able to showcase a single variety of honey. Basically, honey where the bees have been exclusively eating nectar from a specific variety of plants, and then turning that into honey. So I really love the floral and honey notes that you get from this. I think it works beautifully with an unpeated single malt.
This is a perfect fall cocktail. Like in the glass, just there's not even a cocktail. It's just what, single malt, right?
Yes.
Perfect sipper by the fire. Here, what do you guys got going on up here?
So as we, walk to the back barrel warehouse, this is actually Cooper's Hall, speaking of barrels, right?
Okay.
So, this was a cooperage way back when for the original brewery. Now it is our wedding event space. So we host a ton of weddings up here, private events, holiday parties, fundraising galas.
And how many people do you guys usually seat in these?
So about 150 people seated. We can do about 225 for like a cocktail party. We do a lot of fundraising galas. People do really fun Casino Royale parties here.
Company parties and stuff.
Yeah, yep. So today we have a wedding getting set up right now as we speak. So they're getting all of the centerpieces in place. But really fun to be able to utilize the old space and people really lean into the history. So,
Yeah, it's a pretty cool venue. I mean, bar back there looks awesome. Like a
Yeah.
little hangout area.
Thank you. I mean, doubling down on the idea of Cooper's Hall and just this place being a cooperage, 165 years ago, I worked with our cooperage in Missouri to get in some barrel staves so we can build the bar, build some of the walls as well.
Yeah, it looks great.
So let's head to the back barrel warehouse.
Okay.
This is our main barrel warehouse out back. Have a lot of cool stuff hidden away. So right now we're going to get into some of our 2020 weeded bourbons.
Say it says weeded on it.
Yeah. We don't make a ton of bourbon, but I've made it a little bit, so I'm excited to check it out right now. I think a 5 or 6 here at this point. It's 2020.
This is very smooth.
Andy, may I?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Nice caramel flavor, a little vanilla on the finish.
Oh yeah, it's come along nice.
Good char on it too.
All right. Feel good about that.
How are we going to see this to the public?
You know, we don't make a ton of bourbon here. Our main focus has really been American Single Malt Whisky, but, you know, there's nothing we won't do, at least a little bit. So this is some that I don't think we'll probably see distribution. This will most likely be a distillery-only release, just because it is so limited, but doesn't mean we're not excited about it.
Now, I do know you guys can buy your spirits online. Would this be distillery only, or would it be available online?
Chances are this would be distillery only. For stuff that's available online, you know, legally, we can't just ship you a bottle.
Right.
So we work with a third-party fulfillment company that works with some of our retailers, so essentially has to see the distribution channel before it gets shipped to you.
Okay. So if you guys are going to want this when it comes out and you see it's posted, reach out. We can definitely trade for something you guys get. Story behind that.
A little bit. There's actually a clover blossom honey cask from an apiary in the Pacific Northwest, and honey barrels they tend to dry out because the honey itself will take some of the moisture out. So I actually found that to get it to seal, I needed to turn it upright. So it's a little bit of a quirk, but it tastes amazing. You know, this is going to have a bourbon that is close to 8 years old, and it's been in this barrel for about a year. We'll probably release it sometime next year. But this is a better time than ever to give it a taste.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
And this will probably be another distillery only, since it's one single barrel.
If a store wants to do a pick with this, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
It kind of depends.
The honey's pretty subtle on this.
Yeah, you know, one of the reasons I actually really like this honey is because I find it very floral. So it doesn't kind of add a tremendous amount of sweetness. It's not going to be cloying. Instead, you get these like really nice sort of floral top notes that I think just accentuate a really, really well-aged bourbon.
And I know I mentioned a few other places, but I know Iron and Glass out of Romeoville and Minooka, they actually came out and did barrel pick. Is that correct?
Yeah, for their anniversary this year.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a really nice bourbon that we finished in a Ripey cider cask. We had given Ripey cider some barrels to age their cider. They actually won FOBAD that year for that particular cask, and we finished a bourbon in it.
And for people that don't know what FOBAB is, because you're not in the Chicagoland area, that's the Festival of Barrel-Aged Beers, and it's probably one of the best beer fests you can go to in the Chicagoland area. And breweries from all around the country come out for that. It's pretty impressive to see the amount of beer that they go through and the awards, and if you win something, people know about it.
Yep.
This is really cool. We've got a handful of French oak port casks. So I transferred some single malt into it about 2 years ago. This was mature single malt, so it's a great time to taste it. You get a lot of really lovely dark berries and vinous character from the port, and the French oak itself has a nice nutty kind of spicy character that you don't get from American oak. And then look at that color. That's pretty distinctive.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Like, definitely blackberry on that. It's tasty. It's a little dry. The finish is dry. I like that. That's a single malt.
Yeah. Let's actually see this. This one might be actually, one of these is like really red. So let's try to see if I can capture that. Andy, can I see your glass?
Yeah, sure.
cooperage. So if you're going to have some slight differences in the character between these.
Perfect. Less of an angel share, I see.
A little bit more of a malt backbone, I think. Yeah,
A little sweeter.
Yeah. Also some nice like fruity top notes on this one.
Yeah. Up through the Thornton Distilling Company, and appreciate everything you guys have shown us. Even though I know Kyle's not here, he's here in spirit.
Well, thanks for coming out, Jim. I really appreciate you coming in. If anyone wants to ever visit us here at the distillery, we're located at 400 East Margaret Street, Thornton, Illinois. You can find us online at thorntondistilling.com.
Okay, we're here tonight with Kyle. We're doing a little closing video on the Thornton
Distiller.
Thornton Distilling.
Your tour today, right?
Yes. And you went over the video already. You saw what I kind of did. It was a really cool experience.
Sucked I missed it, actually. Work, baby. We gotta work.
The barrels we tasted, most of them are all American Single Malt, which is something that they're very proud of. Like that's their niche. They do some bourbons. We have one right here in front of us right now. I did taste the weeded today. I'd love to throw it up against the blind.
Was a 6 year?
5 to 6, you said?
5 to 6, and hopefully, depending on when he barrels it or bottles it, I should say, could be a nice 7.
I would expect it in the next year.
I would hope that'd be a 7-year weeded, just to compete with all the 7 years that's out there.
Right.
Because from what I hear from you is pretty damn good. So.
Yes.
Yep.
So let's dabble into this. This is a Kenwood single barrel Amberana cask. You can only get it at Kenwood and Homer Glen, and they just sold out of it in the past few days.
Yep. So we've had this. We tasted this. I don't know, about a month ago.
Correct.
And guys, you know how we love Penelope. 100%. I'll take this Amberano over to Penelope.
Over Rio.
Yep, over Rio. Yeah. Absolutely. Man. It's you got the Amberano smell right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
What I like better though, between this and the Rio, and I love Rio, don't get me wrong, but this is not as sweet.
No.
It's higher proof.
I think that's due to...
I believe it's higher proof also.
The Rio has honey finish with it.
It does.
So this
it makes it
not,
sweeter, right?
It
I believe this is aged longer than a Rio.
Yes. And they said today that this was actually only in the barrel for 6 months.
Wow.
The Amberana barrel.
Wow.
So it's a secondary barrel. It's a finishing barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So they pull the single barrel bourbon out, stick it into the Amberana cask. 6 months later, bottle it up, and you get this.
This is, God, I wish I had a bottle right now for myself. I wish we had bought multiples. Seriously. So let's talk about Thornton real quick, though.
They do have an Amberana single malt coming out.
Okay. All right.
I tasted that today, and it's just as good.
Now, Thornton, we've been there many times.
Yes. We go there for dinner pretty regularly.
We do, and let me tell you, their food is top notch.
Their kitchen staff,
yeah,
he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
We get
fun atmosphere.
Wings, tacos.
The pretzel bites with the beef
burgers
cheese
are amazing.
Yeah, the pretzel bites also are. What else? Brisket tacos.
Yeah, fish tacos were good too.
Yeah, yeah. So
I haven't had anything off their menu that wasn't good.
Exactly. If you're in the area, look up Thornton Distillery. Head over there. Great cocktails. The cocktails are phenomenal there.
Yes.
They're all in-house made.
Mm-hmm.
All the distillates are all in-house. That's what I gathered from their video today. Right?
Their gins are
amazing.
top-notch.
Yeah, amazing.
Probably one of the best gins I've ever had.
Yeah. And I'm not a gin drinker.
No. And and the absinthe, it's already knows what he's doing back there.
Absolutely, yeah. Whew.
The other thing I would suggest, sign up for a tour. You're not going to see all the history that you get on a tour in this video that you're watching. It's about 160, 170 years of history just in that building. And they've touched on it all.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing history behind that. With the Thornton Quarry there, you got the artesian well that they pull water from. And I just learned today, I didn't know this, that water flows all the way to Kentucky from here.
Mm-hmm.
From Lake Superior all the way down, guys. I mean, that's amazing that they can tap into the same water that your favorite Kentucky distillers are getting from.
Yes.
And we're in the northern side, so it's pretty amazing. And, I mean, this is to die for right here. This has to be one of my favorite bourbons, new bourbons from a new place that I've tried right here.
Yeah. Like I said, they've been open for probably 5 years now.
Yeah. Yep.
And to be putting this kind of product out that soon is really good.
Really good. Yep. No doubt about it.
So please go visit their Facebook, Instagram, follow them. If you're from the area,
you should go at least
once. It's a must-have.
Yeah, you should go once. At least once. Go try it. Go try the food. Try the drinks. Atmosphere's good. They got live music.
Yes.
They do weddings.
The wedding venue was top-notch.
Right.
And you want to have a nice small wedding, that's the place to go.
Yeah.
But 150 people. So some people that's small. I think I had 400 or 500 people invited to my wedding. So it's a small wedding for me. But I know there's people that do 50 to 100 people.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
But it'll hold 150. I think it's actually said it holds 220 up there.
Wow.
But they normally do about 150 people. So pretty cool atmosphere. And like I said, the history behind the building, it's pretty much like Buffalo Trace, where it should be a National Historic Landmark.
Yeah, but like Al Capone used to visit. They used to do the, bootlegging beer out of there. It was a brewery multiple times over because of the water they get there. Just really rich in history there. So the town of Thornton in general is.
Yes.
If you look at the history back from the 1900s to now, you would get that sense of the history of, Italian mob there and everything else. That with the quarry alone, I mean, it's huge. So
yes, yeah. And if you've ever traveled down I-80, 294, and you went over that big hole in the ground, that's Thornton Quarry. If you didn't know,
big hole. They were one of the largest of the Western Hemisphere. That got replaced this recently by a place in Michigan, but they still are very big. They still have over 100 years worth of rock in that thing. I just know my dad worked there for 42 years, so I've been down in the hole plenty of times. But that's rich history. I mean, it's awesome. It's great. This stuff's great. Their bourbon they're bringing out and their malt
American
whiskey.
single malts. I guarantee you, in the next 10 years, they're going to be probably the best known American single malt.
And that's awesome.
And
local too to us.
Right.
So.
And to be able to go and try it while it's still in the cask.
Yep.
Like they've got mead barrels, they've got apple barrels, they've got port barrels.
Yeah,
like you've seen them in the video.
Yep.
Amberana, peated.
They're doing awesome things there. Plus, there are other distillates they do.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
yeah.
Hey,
check them out.
Yep.
Like I said throughout the video, they're in most of the local stores.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, please like, subscribe, give us a follow. Instagram.
We got the new mics too.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can hear us now.
Let us know how that is working out. I
Yeah.
know that was a lot of the complaining I've
Absolutely.
heard.
Yeah.
So just even catching Kyle up on what I did today. He's like, yeah, you sound great. So
yeah. Yep. We'll get it together though. We're working on it, guys. So, we're doing bourbon at the same time though, or we're trying to get videos out, bourbon out, tasting, and we'll get there.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Thanks for watching.
All right, guys. Thank you.